Yeah.
Fucking finally. Jesus Christ.
Right on.
Hold on, nobody. I gotta get ready. Hold on, I didn't know we were gonna start this quick. What's up?
Not much, man. Fucking finally worked.
Yeah, that's rad.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
Wow.
Shit.
Wow,
I'm
wow,
not-
wow.
I'm
Are
not
we
even-
are we on or are we like getting ready?
Just getting
We're
ready.
we're getting ready. Are you guys ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, hell yeah.
This is the real deal. Here we go.
Go for it. And welcome to Revive the Scene with E and J. My name is Ernesto.
My name is James.
And we want to thank you all for
David.
listening. David is here too. We
David,
want to thank you
yeah.
all for listening. Download the show and don't forget to follow us and all the social media outlets. Share us with all your friends and keep on listening to all the episodes. And thank you for the support. If you would like to be a part of the show or want to be in the monthly playlist, just send us an email to revivethesceneshow@gmail.com. On today's show, we have a very special guest. He's an Austin punk rock community legend, a singer for the Casualty, Starving Wolves, and the host of the new show Unsinkable. So, we welcome to the show, David Rodriguez. What's going on?
And Austin's own Krum Bums.
Austin owns Krum
Yeah,
Bums.
that's right.
Yes,
Let's-
It's in my blood.
That's right.
I
It's my
cannot leave
blood.
that behind. Yes, and the Krum
Yeah.
Bums,
Right,
which is
let's-
funny because
Lest we not forget.
when I first
Yeah.
moved to Austin, about 2001 or 2, that's when I first moved up to Austin. The first person I'd say, somebody said, hey, where can I go see a punk rock show? And they were like, well, here it is. And the next day, you guys were playing a show here in Austin. And I was like, oh, fuck
Yes.
yeah. So since that day, I was just like, man, fucking Krum Bums for life. That's fucking awesome. That's awesome.
Hell yeah.
That's an awesome show. So yeah.
We had a joke back in the day. Our original drummer, his name's Chuck, and he's from Beaumont, and he had this thick accent. He'd be like, "Man, we play anytime a flea farts," and so it was true. We were playing everywhere, dude. We'd play a show like at Nemo's or the Black Cat or all the different places in Austin. And then after that, we'd go home and we'd play another show. And like the next day, someone would have a barbecue. Like we all kind of lived together. So that was our plan. We were like, okay, we're not very good. What do we do? Like just play all the time.
That's
Yeah.
rad.
And that's actually something that you don't see a whole lot now these days, the whole like backyard barbecue shows that over here. Because back then here in Austin, they were everywhere.
Dude.
Like everywhere you would turn
No
around. And
joke.
now lately it's like, oh man, it's like it's so a miracle if somebody actually puts one on. I mean, I don't know if it's
Yeah,
changing with
dude.
times, but it's totally definitely miss those things. They were so awesome
Yeah.
back in the day.
Exactly. And I think everybody feels this way. But everybody thinks like the scene dies down a little bit after them. But I'll be completely honest that I think that my age group was about maybe the last of that kind of stuff. And I think you can like measure it in how much the fucking police didn't fuck with you.
Exactly.
Back then, oh my God, dude, we used to run down. There was like, I've paid for it. Like I've lived 100 horrible lives in this life, and I've paid for them. I'm working my way through it. So I'll confess on some of this shit. But there was this time where we used to run down cars in the alley of 6th Street and just like one after another, and nothing. I would see there would be fights in the middle of the street. Nothing. We used to ride on our drummer Chuck. He had this little Toyota like mini truck. I remember me and Javier, the bass player, we would ride on the top of the truck on the overpass and do just like crazy shit, and nobody would fuck with us. No cops at all. Now you can't get away with shit.
No.
So
Yeah,
that could be part of it for younger kids.
Yeah,
Like-
that's awesome, man. That's like the tail end of like the awesome, like the just like the late '90s in
Yeah,
Austin,
dude.
Texas. I mean, just
It was different.
Yeah, and I mean, and you
Yeah.
don't even see it, like now, and even in like in shows, like even like when we have like the South by Southwest. I mean, there's like cops and security like on every single corner, every door.
Everywhere.
So there's not even like, you cannot even fart without like, getting questioned,
Yeah.
getting something like that. I mean, it's just, so it's definitely something that I do miss. It's something that I wish they would like come back somehow, some way. Because like the weird thing is like now you have to be like on the ground to have those things. Like there's actually a page where like there's like house shows, whatever.com. I don't know what it is, but you're not allowed to say where the show is. You have to like request permission because nobody wants us to say anything anymore. And it's just like so weird. So it's,
I feel bad. One thing that I love. So I wanted to ask you the question again, for maybe new people or whatever. So when you asked me to like come hang out with you guys, I was super stoked because I heard it was like, hey, we just talk about Austin and bands and supporting the scene. How do you feel about Austin? Or how do y'all feel?
I'll tell you what, David. I feel that somebody told me about a show because Reeve Allen, your drummer for Starving Wolves.
Yeah.
I think you're familiar with him. Anyway, right. So I heard about a show, and I heard that he put a lot of work into a kind of a pop, like a club, and like built it out and stuff like that. And I remember I showed up, and I didn't know exactly where it was, and it was for me, it was like almost a harmonic convergence. And you're out there, and you've got Poncho, and it was just you on the sidewalk. You're like taking care of your dog, you know what I mean?
And I was like, yeah, it's this way.
Do you remember that? And,
yeah.
And I roll up, and I was like, I didn't want to just like, like blatantly. And you're like, hey, are you looking for the show? And I was like, yeah. He's like, okay, and that was really quick. And you're like, it's a little secret squirrel, but then it even got better. And so you told me where it was, and I was walking back there, and then Doc comes up. Doc.
Yeah. We all walked together, right? Yeah, with Doc and
well, we did.
Yeah, that's right.
Fonz was with Doc.
Yeah.
And and Doc's like, oh, we need to go on a beer run. And I'm like, I hadn't even gotten into
y'all took my car
yet. yeah, and you're like, you threw us your keys, dude. And we're like, here, take mine. We're like,
that's right,
what? You, sir, are a perfect representative for humanity. Exactly. We need more individuals.
No.
What I felt with that, I didn't interrupt you, did I?
No, go ahead.
No.
What I feel like with some of these shows where that show may have been that is 100% an old school vibe, and that can't be by accident these days anymore. Like, oh, there's just so many of them. That is an ode, and that is like the people that do things like that. Yeah. They give a fuck like 100%, so much.
Yeah.
Into keeping the scene alive, and that means so much to me. And even when you go into a place like this, you have to like, hey, this is a fucking non-racist, non-sexist, non-homophobic place. And if we see you or hear you, like, yeah, we have those rules. You break those fucking rules, you're out. And we don't want you to come back. So, because there were also things back in the day where, way back, I'm talking about like early 90s, like there would be like Nazis at parties, and you'd be like, what the fuck is this guy doing? They go there specifically to fucking ruin it, but half the time they're so scared that they don't know that they have no common sense and no frame of moral anything, no moral compass. So they just go there, and hopefully maybe someone will like me. They think they're being dramatic or wild or something, but here it's like, no, we've been beaten up, we've fought for this is not going to happen. And it's so that young people can continue this fucking fight, because I was taught this, and we're saying keep this alive because it will not stay alive on its own.
And actually, like that's and actually like that's one of the main focus of why we started this show. It was because I know back to early 2000s, late 90s, it was a great show. It's a scene over here. I mean, Austin, Texas. I mean, it was very fun. I mean, I came from Dallas just because I kept hearing, you have to go to Austin. You have to go to Austin. You would not believe all the stuff that's going on over there. So when we moved over here with one of my old bands, I mean, it was amazing. It was like so many bands, so many people. Like everybody would like have so much fun in shows on the street. It was awesome. And for a while there, it kind of got lost. Like the idea behind it, I kind of got lost a little bit for a little while. It seems like 2010, give or take.
South by Southwest is a perfect example of how we lost a lot of it, because if you guys remember, and you know, I want to kind of preface this also in all of this. If we're ever, and I hope I'm not over speaking for you, but if we're ever talking like how it used to be in this, and it's not like that anymore, it's out of fucking love and out of hurt, because I want that to continue.
Yeah.
But like we're saying, it doesn't happen by people not. Yeah, it's not fun to have shows at your house because you have to clean it all up. But it's a rite of passage, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's right.
Like,
that's right.
You just need
to know which rooms to lock. Just lock the rooms.
Yeah, and you're not allowed to like go to house parties on the regular if you don't have one. There's got to be. We have to set some rules up. But like I'm saying, it's like if I ever sound like I'm being kind of a dick about the younger like group, it's because you have to. I want them to have it. I don't want this shit to end, because this is like, that's how we used to have so much fun, man. Those secret parties and. Cops aren't allowed, and you know, back then we police ourselves, and that's an excellent point of what's going on in this fucking world right now. People don't know how to police themselves, maybe, you know.
Well, dude, it just takes one dude at a time to be doing the awesome thing. I mean, you blew my mind that day. Basically, I was like, "Wow, there's hope. There's hope."
Yeah,
it was. I just felt it made me feel like, shit made me feel like a kid again.
Yeah, I remember us kind of laughing about that. And even Doc saying something to me, but I'm like, well, what are you supposed to do?
Exactly.
It's just normal. Just take my car. It's not like y'all were obliterated, but if y'all were obliterated, I would have driven you, you know?
Right.
And that's how we do stuff. We take care of each other. We meet different people. I know so many people that have been like, from way back in the day that I'm like family friends with now. They're like, you just let us stay at your house after the show. And I'm like, yeah, because I hope that I did it because I wanted to do it. We were hanging out. Fuck it. But there's a way that punk stays alive and that we can afford to do it is, we stay at people's fucking houses on the floor, because, you know, imagine, you know, when you're hurting for money, dude, there's no way Krum Bums could have ever toured without that. Starving Wolves, Casualties, we all do that. But also it's because we love, dude, I had friends that were, you know, young, early 20s. Now they're married and have kids, and I know their little kids, and we stay at the house. We keep it alive.
Yeah, that's actually pretty funny that you say that, because like a lot of the times when I get asked questions about touring and all that, I keep telling people, it's like, you know, it's not always like, you know, sunshine and rainbows, but you get to stay in people's houses. Sometimes you sleep on the floor, sometimes you sleep in a hotel, and they're always tells me like, wow, you sleep in floors in people's places? I'm like, yeah, that's the best part of the whole fucking thing. It's like you get to see these people and spend time with them and share all these memories, and you're like, the floor might suck, but everything around is fucking awesome. So it's something that
it's better than the van.
Yeah, I know.
Better than the van.
Yeah, way better.
So I was actually gonna
eat. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. And I was gonna ask you about that, because I mean you tour like with a lot of places, like with all the bands that you're in, you tour with a lot of places that you go. So when you come to, I mean, I see you play in Austin in like small stages and the biggest stages here in Austin. like is it like an extra energy, an extra pump when you come here to your home, like the Austin hometown, where you play with like you're seeing a lot of your friends? Because as soon as you get off the stage, it's like everybody bombards you with like, hey, how's it going? I'll see you and stuff like that. And like you're trying to like I see your face, you're like, I'm just trying to catch my breath real quick, and everybody's like, so like when you come to Austin to play your shows, like how much like energy, extra energy, I guess you have, like.
And but you take time.
Well,
really like, connect with everybody and stuff. Cool.
I do, and I try to play every single to answer that question. I try to play every single show like it's the fucking same, and all the bands that I play in, that I've ever played in, has that same vibe. We're gonna play the same as if there's 15 or 1,500. You play that fucking show and you play your fucking heart out. Because when you start faking it, it's like anything kind of like you start smoking a little bit when you're having a drink, then you're smoking all night, then you're smoking in the morning. You know what I mean? It adds up. So it's like that. You start faking it, then you fake it again, because it takes a lot to get in that zone, and it's exhausting. And there's some shows where you're not feeling it.
Dude, it's exhausting for you. We've seen your show. We've seen you play. Dude, I've seen you climb like hell, like Dave, like scared for you, climbing crazy scaffoldings and shit, and like jumping off in the crowd and stuff. I'm like, how? I want to know what your workout regime is.
Oh shit! Fuck.
No, I mean
I know what you're saying, but you know what's funny? Like the Austin thing. When I get here, it's like really nerve-wracking, because you want there's a funny kind of analogy or side story to with that. It's like, this is like where I'm from. This is where I'm raised. This is where I've served people. I've cooked for people. So there's not the same, for lack of a more normal word, but there's no mystery. Like in another city, they might be, I heard he eats baby rats for dinner. Here, they're like, oh, that's David. He's gonna, right about now, he'll probably jump off something. But I get real nervous, because this is where this is where I want to do really good. Like, I want to perform. Like, I want it to sound great. I want it to be everything. I want people to be like, yeah, that's right, he's from Austin.
And you show that every time you show up and you sing and you dance and you sing, jump and you do it. I mean, you can definitely see that you're like, take that pride of being in your hometown. It's like playing in front of your parents. Like, you want to see them to see you at your best, and then like that's something that every time I see you play here in Austin, like you can.
I don't think it goes away. I think you're on, man. You give it 1,000%. Everywhere.
You know what I feel? I feel so bad when I hear people talk about, like, I don't really care about it anymore. Before every show, I have like an internal mental battle, a struggle with one voice. It says, you're an idiot. You suck. You're never going to get this show down. You've already done okay, so stop now. Why do it? You're going to fucking look like a fucking idiot. And then the other voice goes, if you fucking listen to that voice, you've done this your whole life. You get up there and you fucking do it. You get up there and you fucking do it. And then it lights on. Boom. And I'm nervous. I'll throw up 90% of my shows, either before or after. And I'm nervous. I'm fucking real nervous to do it. But I'm addicted to not falling prey to my brain. Like, I should probably be on so much medication, but I've never had any medication as a kid. I'm like ADD. I'm all over the place. I probably have some like I know I've got some depression weirdos in my head. But the only way I could get through every day was that battle. It's like, you get up, motherfucker. you get up, you fucking go to school. And I went to school. And now that brain goes, get up, get on fucking dude, fucking do the show.
Yeah, and it's understandable.
Like an international punk god now. Check you out.
And it's actually very understandable because like when we play shows, like when I'm setting up the guitars and all that, I usually don't like to look at the crowd. If there's 5 people, 10 people, 1,000,000 people, like I just literally, I'm just like tuning my guitars, tuning everything up, and just kind of like setting it up. But once the first note hits, it's like it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Like everything is where I'm supposed to be at that time, at that moment. The before is fucking horrible. Like walking up the stage, grabbing everything, it's just like fucking everything sucks right now. But once that first note hits, it's like this is the place to be. It's just heavenly. There. So I totally understand what you're saying because it seems like, you know, we all had that feeling, and it's awesome that you can actually, you know, put that to the side and give it all your best every time. So
I'm gonna be scared if that day happens. Like that'll be a sign. Like I need to go home and write, or I need to take a little break. But I haven't ever had that yet.
So when you're jumping, like when you're climbing on the stuff and you're about to jump, like I gotta ask you, what goes through your head at that time? Like, do you go, just catch me?
It goes, put your fucking phone down and catch me. Everyone's like this.
Yeah.
And I'm going, it's funny because some will just be perfect, and other ones, it's like, I was telling my drummer one time, I was like, will you edit it down though? Just get the climb and the jump, because like about 30% of the time I'm going like, together. I'm like, I'm about to jump, and once you get up there, dude, you can't climb down. Have you ever seen, you know, when the kid has to come down the ladder, like that couldn't jump off the high dive? You can't do that in like your 40s. It's like, don't go up there. If you go up there, you're fucking jumping.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
Yeah, I mean, every time I see you jump, I'm like, what's going through his head right now? He's saying like, fucking catch me, or like,
he's telling him, get it to fucking pay attention, get off your phone.
I know, it's one of the coolest things I always see you do, but at the same time, I'm like terrified. I'm like, please catch him. I'm like, come on.
I am, well, and then you'll think about like, do you remember a few years ago when Mike Wiebe like fucking popped his spleen or something?
Oh, in a bar downtown,
Yeah, at Jackalope. And
yeah.
I'm just like, oh God! And everyone always says that. Don't do a Mike Wiebe. You can't afford a Mike Wiebe. And I'm like, oh.
Yeah, but I mean, you keep doing you, because I mean, it works. It's everything that you do on it is just amazing with what you do, and just keep being you. So I do gotta ask you about Starving Wolves. You're actually coming out with a new album on June 5th. Is it still that the release date?
Yep.
Excellent.
And it's our debut album.
And it's called Through Fire. And you can actually catch the new single, The Cradle to the Brave, on YouTube. They have a video. And that's a really sweet video, man, because it actually shows pretty much everything that we're talking about. We're talking about like, you know, the heart of the punk rock and roll, and in that video you can see the connection between the band and the people singing, and it shows the heart that you have to everything. So who came up with the idea and the song and all that?
So we have this, like I said, I've seen some Krum Bums started in like 2000. So I've seen people like grow and start getting so much better at their craft. And I have a friend named Jarrett Barnes, and he did the video for it. Excuse me. And he's such a cool guy. Like, we told him, like, hey, if you're going to be in LA at this time, meet us. We're doing this show. It's like at a VFW hall. It's with a bunch of our friends. And Starving Wolves, like, we owe so much to people keeping the fucking faith and talking like we were talking about, having these houses shows and these VFW shows. And these people have to put these shows all together, get a PA, security, all this. And we wanted to, like, Starving Wolves is a band, like, it sounds funny, but like, we're a band of the people. Like, we play for the people that want us to be there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and
We've
you
gone
can
on
actually see
tours.
that through all the charities that you guys are doing. I mean, you have
Yeah.
raised so much money to like charities and donation that you guys have done. So like, not only you can play all the shows and but you actually not talking the talk, but you're actually walking the walk. I mean, you raised like over $25,000 for charity. I mean, that's something that like I don't even know if I can make $25,000 in my life playing the shows. It's amazing that they're doing that.
Not with our band, we're not.
Exactly.
That was our goal, and that's the kind of shit that like we wanted to show in that video. Was these are our friends, this is who we are. And we were so lucky that we had our friends from Italy called Call the Cops with us. And so we love to do shit together, and all of our friends and all the bands that played, it was just like we just film the night. That's what we want.
No, it's pretty good. And actually, I sent you a message. I mean, like the song itself is like so well done. Like not only from the vocals, but the guitars, the drums. And that's why I sent you that text. Like that guitar lick at the end is just, oh man, it's like an earworm. You can hear it and it just gets stuck in your head. It's like so good.
Dude.
It's so good.
I was listening to it today. Like I took a big break. Like when you're recording, you'll get so caught up into it, and then you're playing it, and you're kind of like, oh, I have to stop. So I didn't really listen to the record for like a year, and I've been listening to it a little bit more lately, and that song was just fun, and I'm just so lucky, and I mean it. I'm so lucky to be part of this group of people that are creating this music right now, and it's so fun, dude.
No, that's pretty good. So that's something I gotta ask you. Like,
you guys kick ass.
Yeah, no, you do, and that's something I was gonna ask you. I mean, this is your I mean, Strapping Walls has been around since 2015, if I'm not mistaken. And you guys, I mean, this is your debut album, almost like 4 or 5 years later. But you've been putting like all these singles here and there, like you got the Four Walls and the albums and the videos. Like,
I didn't, but I thought you put out some vinyl.
We did. Fuck the People. We did a 7-inch called Fuck the People.
There it is.
Maybe 2 years ago. But this had to be done how we wanted it done, and we really kind of like, when we put this band together, I really didn't know if I wanted to play music anymore, because like when Krum Bums ended, it was like, I don't know if I'm ready for that kind of commitment, because I don't really like to like, you know how there's that, there's like, what's it called? Like the lottery bands and stuff. Trey from Krum Bums puts
the
it
punk
on.
rock lottery.
Yes, and it's so fun and it's so cool, but it's hard for me because I get like emotionally invested in what I do. And so I didn't really know if I wanted to play music anymore. And I'll be honest here, I hadn't gotten the chills from playing music in a while. And like maybe about a year into it, we were at practice and I got the chills. And I like went to the bathroom. I was like, because it was so emotionally like, pow, to me. And we were like, we want to record with these people. They were having some issues with the recording, and that just took longer. And then we're like, okay, let's just start over and go to this guy. And we were like, that's not our plan. And we paid way too much than we wanted to pay for it, just because of the way things we were doing. Everything was going, but it had to be done. And when you're in a band that you love, I've seen bands argue about like money and this or that.
Right.
When you want it, you do it. Like, think about this. When you wanted that guitar behind you, you got it. You didn't fucking worry about the price. You did what you wanted to do. When we want to get fucking, like a great example, when we want to fucking party and go fucking balls out, we do it. We don't worry about work the next day. We don't worry about how much is in your bank account. You do it. So we kind of took a break from all of the other life stuff, and we put everything into this. That's what we want. And you know, here's like a funny thing too. It's like bands will do all of this ridiculous fucking shit, but they can't go on tour because they don't have a van, or they don't have this, or they don't have that. And I always tell it, because I have a lot of young bands talk to me, and I'm like, think about it like this. You know, when you wanted to go get all fucking crazy and fucked up, did you worry? No, you did it. You fucking do this band like it's an addiction, like it's fucking heroin. You go fucking suck some old man's balls. You do whatever you can, but you fucking you go. You get a fucking van and you go on tour. Oh, my job. Well, then you don't have that job anymore, motherfucker.
Right.
But I preface it with this. It depends on what you want to fucking do.
Yeah.
If you're enjoying yourself and loving life, and I love doing this, I love doing this, I have a family, I have this, I have that, fucking, that's awesome. Like our guitar player, Josh, he's like a carpenter. He has 3 kids, an awesome wife. So we work around it, but when we do it, we go fucking balls out like
you go
out. Oh yeah, for a guy
and
like
that's
that.
how we do everything.
No,
that's how we do it.
And that's awesome, because I was gonna say that I mean, that's like what I was not talking about. Like, so this is your debut album, but even though this is your first album, complete album that you guys want to make it, I mean, you guys have been touring, you guys have been doing all this, you got like, you know, thousands of followers on the social medias, you got like, you know, I mean, you've been like have, you know, Leftover Crack in your song, you've been touring with Bad Cop, The Addicts, GBH. I mean, you have, even though that this is your debut album, I mean, this seems like there's a force pushing you guys, I mean, to get it all done. Because, I mean, you have done so much.
Punk rock gods.
You have done so much with just like not even having an album yet, and you have done so much, man. Like, so I do gotta praise you about that, and I can't wait to hear the album, because if it's anything like that single, I mean, it just sounds really good and amazing.
You can tell, like, with me, because I'm like so stoked and I'm so happy in this band. Like, I'm pumped up. I'm like, let me tell you more. Like, when we started, that's the deal. And we have like a code, and it was like, well, Josh and Zach Volta, our guitar player and bass player, also they played in Krum Bums also. And we always had a code. We play, we give every fucking piece of energy, we support bands, we help bands in any way. And so when you're putting everything out in a bunch of, like, you know this, that fucking term, you get what you give. You give fucking 100%, people want to fucking help you, you know? And that's what we got. We got a little bit of help, and we'd always like this. Hey, a lot of times bigger bands, they need a little bit of help. Let's share equipment. Let's make this faster. Let's share equipment. Let us do this. Let us do our part. When you're a young band, you fucking give it all. It doesn't matter if you played in this band or that band. When your band is young, you need to build a foundation. And if you don't have a fucking foundation, it's like the fucking Little Pig house. It's a house of straws. It's not strong. You don't believe in it, and everybody, and you know this, playing music. If you don't if you don't believe it, who the fuck is gonna believe you?
Exactly.
Right.
You better fucking believe in yourself.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even if you have the little voice in your head telling you suck, you better believe in it.
No, that's really good. And I mean,
word to the kids out there watching this. Pay attention.
Exactly, man.
I'm stoked. I'm having so much fun talking about this because I love this shit.
No,
I live for it.
And I was gonna say, I mean, like, it shows. Like, it shows not only in the albums and not only in the thing, but just as simple as the punk rock bowling video that you guys did. I mean,
yeah,
you can see that. I mean, you can see, like, I watched the whole thing. I watched every single person that was there, and you can see that everybody was. Some of them were like really into it. Some of them were like, "Here's the song. It's no big deal. Just get it over with."
Yeah.
I was watching the chat of like the people talking, and when the Starving Wolves came out, and you guys had the stage set up, you had your props, you had everything going, you got jumping around, you're doing all this. I can see the chat like blowing up, like who the hell are these people? Like, oh my
What
god,
did you
what the
tell
fuck
me,
is going
man?
on? Like,
15 people or 10,000.
I know, and I was in the chat going like, Starving Wolf, Austin, Texas, like go for it. And I mean, like the whole thing was blowing up. So it showed the passion that you guys have. It wasn't just like, oh, I'm gonna record a video for Punk Rock Bowling. No, it's like, no, we're gonna play a fucking song for Punk Rock Bowling, and that was one of the amazing things that I saw that. So like, how was that experience? Like doing all that videos and all that for them.
One thing is, I also live with this enormous amount of or I've learned it. Like we're saying, you're getting a little bit older. I have this enormous amount of like gratitude and love, and also working behind the scenes. You see what goes into it. Like maybe the first punk rock bowling I went to was maybe like 15 years ago or something, 13, something like that. And I've seen it get bigger and bigger. And I became really good friends with like the Stern brothers from Youth Brigade. They put on punk rock bowling.
Yeah.
And so for me, every time we've been friends for like 15 years. Whenever we're together, I'm still like, oh my god, dude, that's Youth Brigade. That's Youth Brigade. And that little kid in me, like, I remember watching Another State of Mind, and Another State of Mind was filmed in like 1985.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, and I would watch that, and I can remember one day, I remember it like it was yesterday. I had like shaved my head, and I was doing all these sit-ups, and I was watching it, and I called my boss, and I was like, yeah, I'm not coming into work tonight. Blah, 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 started giving me shit. And I was like, yeah, I'm not coming in tomorrow either. Yeah, I quit. And I was like, I remember it specifically, like, this is what I'm going to do.
Yeah.
And still, it took another few years for me to get a band that did that. But that was one of the moments in my life. So when we're together, it means a lot. And so when they invited us to do this, along with they probably invited every band to do this. But to me, I took it personal. Mm-hmm. And I think I want to do something cool. I want to do it right. But the king, there's a couple. Reeve found a friend of his that he had reconnected with maybe from high school that had like a mixing board, and he does this professionally. And there was like, I'll be honest, there was a little part of me that was like, I think we can get a good one. Maybe we run it through a small board and use a phone or a camera. No, we had like a fucking pro camera, a mixing board. It didn't even really cost like that much. The dude did it because he wanted to help. We paid like what we should pay, which is fucking normal. But during this COVID bullshit, again, everybody came together and we all wanted to be there. And Zach Volta is the other fucking king of this. Dude, he went in there and painted the record cover on the side, put True Fire, and then I didn't have any fucking clue. This motherfucker did like a Vietnam scene or something. And dude, there was dry ice, and he put bullets. You can't even see them. At one point, I almost fell because I slid on a bullet. But there's bullets, and that's the kind of heart that these fucking people have. And so we were like, we were all like, oh, it'll be cool. Man, it's cool. And when it kind of got done, I thought everybody did what they could do. And maybe there were some people that didn't really give a fuck, but we did. And we had a good time, and we feel good. And we hope that everybody knows that also about us. To go along with that, isn't there something fun that's not there? In a little bit of dramatic on stage. Like, some people I think can be like, yeah, that's not, that's some show off shit. No, it's not. When there's so many great bands that have a little bit of mystique to how they play. One of the fucking most hardcore, nobody can argue, DIY fucking killer band, punk bands was World Burns to Death from Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And when they played, they put like the black makeup on. They had those big, huge boots, all fucking black. And when they played, it was like this fucking scary looking scene. And I remember talking with them about it, and it's like, yeah, we know we believe in what we're saying. We know we're fucking good at what we do, and we love doing it. And there's something awesome about having that little mystique, theatrical to it. You know what I mean? It's fun, dude. It's cool.
Yeah.
It was. I mean, it was really fun watching. I think I sent you a picture of what I was watching. I mean, it was really fun watching because it was just amazing to watch. Because I mean, you could see people just kind of like playing the guitar, playing there, but your stage had like all like you said, like the Vietnam thing and the bullets, and you can actually see like on the top, you say like PBR on top, and it's like the tiny little details on it that you can look for. I mean, it was pretty cool, and it was like, for me, it was like one of the best things on the line that I saw. It was
awesome.
pretty fucking cool. So
that means more than you know. It really does. We appreciate that.
Nah, that's awesome, man. So yeah, I mean, I cannot definitely wait to listen to the whole True Fire album, and it's coming out in June 5th, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, June 5th.
Yep.
It's coming up like what, 2 weeks, 1 week, 2 weeks? Yeah, it's pretty soon.
And
so.
we've been personally packaging all of the records. There's like little funny things in them, but me, Reeve, Zach, and Kevin have been putting every single order is from us, and we're sending it to you.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah, doesn't go through anybody else.
No, that's awesome. Yeah. So if anybody wants to know the package that David's talking about, you need to go to starvingwolves.com, and you actually, the first thing you see is all the product packages you can get, and you can get anything from like 2 things to like a whole package of things that you can get. I mean, all prices vary, but it's pretty cool that you guys are doing that. Not only you giving like one item here, one item there, you're actually putting like a whole like Mickey like
bundle,
big combo for you guys. It's pretty cool what you guys are doing. Yeah, no, it's pretty cool.
It's like we want to have we love what we do. There's so many unsung heroes, but like artists are becoming, since like Pusshead. Remember when we were kids and we would see Pusshead art, and you're like, Pusshead's art was like music. You were like, oh my god, this shit's sick. We love our artists. We love putting out shirts and like making new art and all that. So for us, like putting these bundles and things together is cool because we're like, we love the art. Let's make a poster. Well, let's fucking make this. And it's not like consume, but there's something fun about having these cool things from your bands. It's like almost like when you're a kid and collecting Garbage Pail Kids. I want the whole stack. Mm-hmm. And we try to do that. We try to do the things that we like.
And it's pretty cool that what you guys are doing, because I mean, you're giving the option of get what you want. It's not like, oh, I gotta click here for a CD, I gotta click for a shirt. It's like, no, if this is what you want, here's the product. It's like right here. It's like boom in your face, like done. So I mean, it's pretty cool. And so like I say, it says starvingwolves.com, and it's like as soon as you get in, it's the first thing you see, and that's pretty cool. It's awesome.
So we have to talk about. We have to talk about the Casualties a little bit, right?
Yeah. Well, and then, I want to tell you one last cool thing, if that's cool, and I'll be fast.
Go for it.
Do it.
We did this, like all the shit that we wanted to do, and there's something so fucking great about reaching out and talking to people in other countries. So because we're releasing this ourselves, nobody's has the copyright but us. It's being released in China, Mexico, Czech Republic, Germany, Canada, Indonesia, and this way, everybody can make like the way that they listen to music. Other countries don't listen to. They don't have the like. It's not as common for them to have record players. Other places don't do CDs, so we have tape. So we have tape, CD, record, and when you work through that little, like a punk label, like in Indonesia or wherever, you're working with the people that fucking give a shit, dude. They fucking care, and they have the ability to get it without having to order it from here. They have it. They're in charge of it. That's fucking fun. And
that's
so
cool. That's awesome.
That was something that we were really proud about.
That's pretty cool. I mean, because
man,
it's pretty cool because not only you're working with like other man-like people, everybody thinks alike, but you also keeping it in, like we said, in the whole brotherhood of the community of like or whatever you want to call it, punk rock or not. But I mean, it's just a whole community of people helping each other, like the way it's supposed to.
It should be.
It's supposed to be, yeah. It's instead of the whole, looking down on them, they're just working together as brothers. So that's awesome, man. That's pretty cool.
And that's how you can get. And here, whoa! Check out this transition into the Casualties.
There you go.
This is what we learned as Krum Bums from the Casualties years, like, dude, I don't fucking know, maybe 15 years ago. The Casualties, we were on tour with them. They paid for a band from Japan to come over here, and they paid out of splitting their money up, and it's because the Japanese band Extinct Government had done so much for them in Japan. That's how we fucking do it. If now we can like afford to go to maybe Indonesia, but also we can get some of their music and start promoting it here and maybe bring them over.
Yeah,
it's a no-brainer.
And it's a really cool story, man. So yeah, so
it is.
Love it.
So after this whole like COVID bullshit that's going on right now, so we're like, what are the plans for the Casualty going on? Because I mean, we saw you come by in Austin where you guys were doing with the Bouncing Souls and also with Strung Out, and that was like last year. So you guys been doing a lot of touring. So I mean, is this something that you guys are gonna keep doing after all this is over?
Oh God, dude, this fucking bullshit destroyed. We had this little break since I joined Casualties. We've never stopped touring. I joined touring. Like, the first show I played with them was at a festival in Tulsa. And less than a month later, I was in Europe with them. And my first real show was at Rebellion, which is fucking scary. But we toured for like 6 weeks in Europe, came back, went directly on another 6 weeks tour, and we've never stopped. And so we just had this awesome break. It was like a 2-month break. We've never had a 2-month break. And of course, in that 2 months, I did go out with Starving Wolves. But we were about to do this big ass tour with Leftover Crack, Grade 2, The Last Gang. It was like beautiful. Wow. And we fought. All of us fought really hard for this tour because it was a little bit of old school style. Leftover Crack that has their own fucking sound. But hold on, that has their own sound. Casualties that have their own sound. The Last Gang, they have their own complete West Coast sound. Great fucking amazing female vocals.
They're really good.
Grade 2. Yeah, young, like, skinhead band, and it was gonna be fucking cool. We lost that. We had another tour that was gonna be West Coast. Then we were gonna go east, and then to Europe, and I would be back home like in December. And now, all that's gone.
Yeah. Ouch.
This was about to be the fucking kick in my fucking between the ass and balls, that little
song. I call that the
nape. The nape?
I call it the nape.
That's good. Yep. Right there is where I got kicked because it was going to go out with Leftover Crack, Casualties, right as that ends, directly out with Starving Wolves, and the rest of the year was going to be boom, 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 boom.
Wow.
And I was so looking forward to it. So,
and you love that shit. That's what you live for.
Have to. Yeah. That's how it doesn't hurt. I hurt right now, but the Casualties, we we haven't canceled a couple of shows in Europe in late October because they might have a weird way to do it. But as of now, that's it, dude. And that's fucking sucks.
Oh wow.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. So.
But
so
you have a show. Okay, so in the meantime, you have a show, don't you? Have a show, The Unsinkable.
Yes, I have.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Yes, let's talk. Let's see if we can plug that one.
So
let's plug your show.
Is thank you. We took a little fucking break. We tried at first when I think everybody had this idea. All right, since I can't be on tour, I'm gonna give 100% to this show, and I started. Bump, 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 bump. And we were putting all of this content together. And then I think people started going, this is real. This bullshit around us is happening.
Oh.
And so we couldn't travel. We're stuck. Okay, let's do it all, Zoom meetings. Okay, we're going to do it. But there was something that was not sincere that was kind of happening. And so we all said, hey, let's take a break. We've given 100% to this idea and it's not going to stop, but let's fucking feel what's going on and come back strong. So the show is about, we see so many things, point A and point Z. So here's the band starting up, or whoever. Let's use band, for example. The band starts here, and now they're this fucking amazing machine playing sold out shows. Well, what happened in between?
Mm-hmm.
This show is about the struggle and the fight and the underdog vibe that you have. And it's about it's a story of foundation. How did you get there? Because I see so much negative bullshit and so much fucking ego crap on TV, and it has its fucking place. Mm-hmm. But what about a fucking show where somebody our age to somebody 16 can fucking go, fuck, yeah, that was hard. That motherfucker had to work his ass off to get there. Mm-hmm. I dealt with that. I dealt with the loss of my, whoever, mom, dad, grandma, whoever it was that was most important to you. Oh, I dealt with addiction. I'm dealing with addiction. I'm dealing with loss, but I'm still going to keep going. So that's really what Unsinkable is about. It's like, that vibe, like you're not going to sink me. Nobody's going to fucking sink me.
Yeah, that's actually one of the good things that I like about the show, and the idea behind the show is that it's kind of like what we do in Revive the Scene, the podcast, is that we are, you are on the show. It's like you're showcasing the best thing out of people. Like you're showcasing like not only like the star in the beginning, but you're showcasing what exactly makes them that and makes them a good person. Makes him
it's
dead.
A little bit. It's a little deeper.
Amazing.
It sounds like than our show.
Yeah, no, and this is amazing because not only you're focusing on like your bandmates or the band, the people that go. I mean, you're looking for like the everyday person, the chef. You got Joshi Okai, the chef. You got Justin Vox, the chef. You got Zach Blair for Rise Against. You got Miguel from Teenage Bottle. I mean, you're bringing all these people that like. People might have an idea from them, but you're bringing the best out of them, and that's what caught me about the show. It's just so amazing.
Yeah, and that's the goal too. Is like there's gonna be, when it first coming up, I was thinking, okay, let's do this, and also I need to grab a little bit of attention. But imagine when the fucking if the show gets really moving and going, and you hear these incredible stories about people that aren't big musicians or a famous chef, but they're doing what they want to do. There's something so awesome about doing what you want to do, no matter what it is. And you get this sense of like, if they can do it, I can do it. So I really wanted to it not be about cooking, not just to be about music. I want to showcase like everything, you know? And also, you either see a show that's like all about partying or intervention, and it's all about this completely overly dramatic lifestyle. So what about a show? It's like, let's say for instance, Justin Box, he tells this insane story of his addiction, and in the full episode, I mean, it's dark. And then you have the next episode where Yoshi is telling you about never giving up, and he's drinking and getting drunk, and we're laughing, cooking. You can have both. It doesn't have to be one fucking thing, because that's not life. You're not, I'm just a partier, or I'm just sober. What about everybody else, you know?
Yeah, the in between. No, and the idea behind it of like, you know, just getting people to talk to you about what they really want to talk to you about, you know, without no whole bars, is the idea behind it is awesome. And I can't wait. I mean, even the one of the latest episodes that you had with like Alyssa and Chris, where they're making masks for, you know, hospitals and nursing homes and people they actually need it.
They have a hell of an operation over there.
I mean, just the comments, what people watching it, I mean, it's just like, wow, like these people, like, you know, they're amazing, awesome people from, you know, from here, from Austin, like making all these amazing things happening. And you showcase that, and it's just fucking awesome, man. This is pretty cool, like the way you're doing it. So it is.
Speaking of cooking, David, did you check the oven?
Oh yeah,
Did you pull it out?
I cooked it like 3/4. I'm gonna put it back in, and I'll put it back in later.
But we don't. I want to. Yeah.
It is really fucking cool, because that, if you want to use the funny term rock star shit, that's some fucking rock star shit. These fucking two punks get together, kind of quarantining together. Let's make masks. And I think Alyssa said it like, what do? Fuck the police, fuck this, fuck that. These people don't want to help. Give it to the punks. And that's the fucking vibe that I got. Yeah, we are fucking wild, fucking weirdo motherfuckers. And just like anybody else, we have addiction. We have this, we have all these problems, but we also are fucking amazingly what's the word, like ingenuity, like creating. Okay, let's get a pattern and let's start doing it. And they're fucking having a blast. And you know, when it becomes time for them to party, they start cracking like twisted teas and fucking guzzling beers. It's awesome.
Yeah, they're actual punk rockers, man, and they're just good people doing good things. I think that's me. That's right? Hardcore. Yeah, dude. Yeah, it really is.
And you know, I have a thing, like probably all of us, dude. I've seen so many people get beat up. I've had so many friends kill themselves. I've had so many friends die from all kinds of fucking shit. I found a box I was cleaning the other day of all these old photos, and it's funny. Me and my roommate started talking about how desensitized I am to this, because I'm like, oh, he's dead. So how about some fucking hardcore, like positive shit that's cool and it's fun and it's attractive to my fucking soul? I'm like, you ever watch like Breaking? I was talking about this with my friend Pablo. You ever watch like Breaking Bad, and it's like, it's too, I lived that before. Yeah, it's scary. Yeah, that does happen. You do get shot, or you do OD. Yeah, that'll kill you. And it's not like, oh, that's, what a bad boy. I'm like,
no.
I've seen it.
Yeah.
So that's what I want. I want to do
and
positive shit.
And I can't wait to see like the rest of the shows. I mean, I can't wait to see them, because you know, just exactly what you're saying. I mean, I can't wait to see like like the stories behind the people, and where it got them from like point A to point B to be the best of them that they can be. And only that, but in the meantime, also helping everybody that they know and everybody around them, and making everybody like we've been talking about the way it's supposed to be, just the best of the best of everything. So
yeah, like what you guys are doing. People are hearing the stories that you guys are presenting, and these are stories that need to be told. They need to be heard. I remember being a kid and hearing stories about the big boys and the dicks, and we were like, oh my God, these are the kings, Austin fucking stories I needed to hear. And you guys are presenting that. And that's what it's about. It's about everybody doing their little fucking part. Does bad shit happen along the way? Sometimes.
Yeah, it does. But all right, man. Well, we're gonna let you get back to get eaten. We've been talking for about an hour or so. So we're gonna first of all, I want to say thank you for taking the time and to hang out with us and talking about everything that you're doing. I mean, you're one hell of a busy guy, even in the quarantine. So
I want to tell you this too. If you're in Corpus, there's a band called Drastic Actions that have been around forever. And I'm going to go eat at their place tomorrow. They have a fucking restaurant called Chacho's. And that's where I'm going to be tomorrow.
Nice. Well, enjoy it. I can't wait to get to not only listen to the new Starving Wolves album coming out on June 5th, True Fire. Just get it anywhere that you can. If you want to contact the guys, go to starvingwolves.com, or you can email them at starvingwolvesatx@gmail.com. Just keep waiting for the Unsinkable show on Instagram.
There he is.
And David, I can't say it enough, man. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
And keep doing what you do, because I mean,
thank you guys.
Just like Tina just said,
thank you,
man.
This was fun.
Through your music, you will live forever, like legend of Austin, Texas. So thanks a lot, man. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for being patient with me, and I'm glad that we got to do this. I had more fun than anybody here, so thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem, man. All right, man. Well, we'll talk to you later.
See ya. Bye.
All right, man. Later.